be held accountable. Look at Sam Mugumya. Look at Sam Mugumya. Emancipated. You know what he reminds me of? Have you guys looked at oh my God, look at Sam Mugumya.
Like Mugabe, Mobutu, and all other despots, Museveni will go whimpering with no ear-blasting thunderclaps and flying cannonballs.
Oh my Lord. Sam Mugumya was so good. He said, like Mugabe, Mobutu, and all other despots, Museveni will go whimpering with no blasting thunderclaps and flying cannonballs.
He too will be found hiding in a mole hole.
Yes.
He too will sweat plasma like Bagbo and plead for his life like Gaddafi, the king of kings.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, for nearly a year, one question has haunted Uganda. Where is Sam Mugumya? The Museveni criminal regime has repeatedly denied any knowledge of his whereabouts. Now, a shocking video has surfaced. The footage, which has been leaked from an undisclosed detention facility, appears to show Sam Mugumya alive but in a severely weakened condition. In this video, he appears unable to walk without the support of a walking frame, which is evidence of torture during this prolonged detention, just like it has happened to so many activists and opponents of the Museveni criminal regime. Sam Mugumya, an aide to opposition leader Dr. Kizza Besigye and a member of the People's Front for Freedom, was abducted by armed men from a hotel in Mbarara on August 26, 2025, shortly after returning from exile. Imagine that. Returning from exile and then getting re-abducted. This is the modus operandi. It is the pattern and practice. It is the feature of the Museveni criminal regime. We saw the same thing happening to the deputy president of the National Unity Platform and former member of parliament, Muhammad Mwanga Chivumbi, who was re-abducted shortly after being granted bail, just few hours. Now, this video has been confirmed to be authentic, and that's why it is raising questions about what happened to him during months he has been held incommunicado. But before we rewatch that leaked footage, it is very important to understand who Sam Mugumya is. This isn't the first time he has disappeared into detention. Years ago, while at Ndoro military prison, that's where, when he was abducted at first, he was taken to Ndoro military prison in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He delivered a powerful speech that revealed the man behind the headlines. So that's what I'm going to be taking you. Look, when he came out of the prison, Ndoro military prison, I messaged him. I sent him a message on WhatsApp. I'm like, hey, Sam Mugumya, my name is Mordecai Morisa. This is what I do. And he's like, Morisa, I see you. I watch your content. And why did I message him? I wanted him to send me his speech. I got it here. See, I've had it for quite some days. Look, I'm going to play this speech. There's a noise in the background, but I want you to pay attention. Pay complete attention to what he says. And this is why the criminal regime is afraid of him. Ladies and gentlemen, as we head over to listen to that speech, allow me to say welcome to Mordecai Morisa Live.
You're watching Mordecai Morisa Live political commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the speech of Sam Mugumya. Then I'll play you that clip of him that has been leaked.
Comrade, most warm and fraternal greetings from your fellow activists in Ndolo military prison in Kinshasa. As you are aware, we continue to be held in military detention without trial for 4 years now.
Was there for 4 years now.
While we are chained in here,
Listen,
we know that the heavy yoke of despotism weighs you down out there.
while we are chained here, we know that the heavy yoke of despotism weighs you down out there. This is one of the best speeches ever. But he continues. I'll try to repeat a few because of the noise in the background to put emphasis on everything he says.
Yet we must all trudge on unbowed,
We must all trudge on unbowed,
knowing that our resilience will ultimately smash tyranny's instruments of repression.
knowing that our resilience will ultimately smash the tyranny's instruments of repression. That's why you have to keep going.
Friends, Uganda is at a painful but defining moment in its history.
Yep.
This is the time when the old and decadent system is desperately fighting for its life and the new is struggling to be born.
That's a very, very, very important line. He says, this is the time where Uganda is at this moment. It's the time when the old and decadent system is desperately fighting for its life and the new is struggling to be born. Sam Mugumya sent me this speech. He typed it and, sent it on my WhatsApp. And I had to print because it is so good.
This has made the regime more dangerous but more vulnerable.
Yeah, the regime is more dangerous but more vulnerable. Reminds me of Bobby Wine's words when we were together. And asking about Muhoozi, that, what Muhoozi is doing is extremely dangerous. But it is an advantage to us in one way or another. It sounds a little confusing or contradicting, but it would really, really take us so much energy and time to convince the West and everyone else that Muhoozi is a criminal thug. Had he not posted and bragging about the lawlessness and impunity of his father's criminal regime.
The frenzied tempo of repression that we are witnessing today is the climax that precedes the fading soundtrack of tyranny's final retreat and defeat.
Wow, it sounds like music to me. The frenzied tempo of repression that we are witnessing today is the climax that precedes the fading soundtrack of tyranny's final retreat and defeat. Wow.
Though the system is negotiating its final bend, the tyrant is in a state of denial. He is high on power, that potent that makes rulers stagger and slur.
Museveni is high on power, that potent that makes rulers stagger and slur.
The move to create a presidential monarchy is testimony to this.
Told you about the move to create a presidential monarchy is testimony to this. Museveni's plan to have Muhoozi take over.
Museveni cannot imagine himself out of power.
Yep.
Governing has become his way of life, and the pursuit of power a pathological deformity.
Which is extremely dangerous. Before, I think 2 days before the 2026 election, he was interviewed by Sky News and extremely senile, lost a few steps there, struggling to speak. He said, if you have me, why don't you use me? I am here. If you have me. We don't have only you. There are so many other people who can serve Uganda. If anything, you are actually serving Uganda. But Sam Mugumya says, governing has become his way of life and the pursuit of power a pathological deformity.
To paraphrase Tolstoy, dominating others is a pleasure, a habit, and a necessity to him. He is blind to the contradictions punctuating his rule that survives on patronage, corruption, and a brutal Aurelian police force that has become a mafia outfit in the strictest sense of the word.
There's no way to describe the jackbooted thugs of Museveni. An Aurelian police force that has become a mafia outfit in the strictest sense of the word. Absolutely. These folks are sent, and like I played you a video just if you want to go back, I think just a few hours ago. Go back where I was saying the US was right to place Uganda under that very dangerous advisory. Do not travel there. Where the policemen are beating up people, even when they put their hands up to surrender, these jackbooted thugs continue kicking them, mistreating them, brutalizing them, because it has become a mafia outfit in the strictest sense of the word.
He has usurped our sovereignty and presided over the genocidal destruction of state institutions.
He's presided over the genocidal destruction of state institutions. You have the Speaker of Parliament and his deputy, I'm referring to both and Taebwa, all being proud of belonging to a criminal cabal of Muhoozi Kainerugaba called the PLU, and they're proud. All members, it was Jacob or both, all members should be, all Ugandans should be in PLU. What is PLU? Do they understand that Muhoozi should not engage in partisan politics given the sensitivity of his position as CDF, member of the military, take off the uniform, just like Mugisha Muntu has said, but they don't see that. Why? Because he's presided over the genocidal destruction of our institutions. They're blind to that fact.
This is a recipe for a failed state if we do not arrest the situation immediately.
Exactly.
The wave of Tubaremese therefore gives us an opportunity to deal a death blow to the system, to give Napoleon his Waterloo.
And he recorded this time when Besigye was leading the campaign called Tubaremese. So that's why he says the wave of Tubaremese therefore gives us an opportunity to deal a death blow to the system, to give Napoleon his Waterloo. And you all know where Napoleon Bonaparte lost the Battle of Waterloo and ultimately led to his complete and utter demise, destruction and defeat. So it says we should... He's a wonderful guy at literature. Ladies and gentlemen, now you can use any kind of campaign that might be launched by any person in the opposition or yourself and be like, hey, the wave of waving the flag or something can be used to give us an opportunity to give a death blow to the system.
We must charge forward with even greater resolve to defeat the despot.
Now, this is what they call courage. A man who is telling us that we must charge forward with even greater resolve to defeat despotism was speaking from the prison. What excuse do we have?
This calls for meticulous organization, bold, defiant civil activism, and any other means necessary to annihilate the constitutional delinquent.
This calls for meticulous organization, bold, defiant civil activism, and any other means necessary to annihilate the constitutional delinquency.
To achieve this, all progressive forces must display a principled unity of purpose.
All we should display a principled unity of purpose.
Let our cause and suffering be the glue that holds us together.
Oh, inject this in my veins. He said, let our cause and suffering be the glue that holds us together. I don't care whether you belong to the FDC, NRM, as long as you suffer. As long as you are going through this suffering, let us hold ourselves together. Unless you are just a pretender on the opposition, but if you belong to the disenfranchised, to the downtrodden, to the disillusioned, we should hold our hands together and say, we are disenchanted in this Museveni criminal regime, but this should be the glue that pushes us forward.
Our mission is clear. We struggle to reclaim our sovereignty. We fight to have full authority in making decisions that affect us as a nation. This mission should motivate us to unite. Differences of opinion on how to get rid of the despot and who takes credit for which achievement should not divide us.
Brilliant. Don't get lost into those. I've seen people, Mordecai, now you support Bobby Wine, but you don't like Besigye. Are you stupid or what? Are you drunk? I support everyone on the opposition. Bobby Wine might be the one leading the charge as we speak right now, but that doesn't make Mugisha Muntu any less of a leader or Kizza Besigye and other serious leaders. I'm not referring to Matthias Impuga. No. But if anyone is serious and wants to see real change, I am behind them. Okay. Let's continue.
While we fight amongst ourselves, mothers continue dying, giving birth. Kids continue getting a Bantustan education.
Woo!
Citizens continue starving, and the despot continues to
To
steal, kill, and
destroy. Wow.
We would wish to make an impassioned plea to those that still believe in the power of persuasion and diplomatic niceties in dealing with the despot.
Listen here.
Dear friend, know that tyranny is never fondled out of power.
Tyranny is never fondled out of power.
It is forced out.
It is forced out.
It is never kissed out of power.
It is never kissed out of power.
It is kicked out.
It is kicked out.
Dictators are never smiled out of power.
Dictators are never smiled out of power.
They are smoked out.
They are smoked out.
And they are never convinced to relinquish power.
They are never convinced to relinquish power.
They are compelled out of power.
They are compelled out of power. Brilliant.
The longer we take to realize this, the more we subject the nation to prolonged and unwarranted suffering.
He was saying those words to these people he mentioned. Those who still believe in persuasion and diplomatic niceties in dealing with the despot. That's the problem. I don't know how we're going to get Museveni out of power apart from what this man is telling us. Because Museveni does not believe in diplomacy. He does not believe in persuasion. He believes in manipulation. He believes in domination. He believes in violence. He believes in coercion.
Merely condemning in the strongest terms possible the despot's dastardly acts without taking active measures of storming the Bastille will not help us win our freedom.
What a sweet speech. He says, merely condemning in the strongest terms possible the despot's dastardly acts without taking active measures of storming the Bastille will not help us win our freedom. Yes, he says we cannot just talk. We have to do something. He's pretty much calling on leaders to strategize.
Fellow youth,
fellow youth.
Do not wait to light the world when age has turned the revolutionary flame in you to ash. Now is the time to take your place on the stage and shape your destiny. The generals tormenting us today were not born with two umbilical cords.
The generals tormenting us today were not born with two umbilical cords.
They also once waited their mother's laps.
They also once waited their mother's laps.
However, they avoided the easy route and took hard choices in life. Today, we are all struck by them. You too can be all you want to be if you dream big, act bold, and not give up.
Dream big, act bold, and not give up.
The future begins today, and it is in your hands.
The future begins today and is in our hands.
The downtrodden.
Yep.
Let us resolve to liberate ourselves by all means
Necessary.
We must realize that we do not have the luxury of choosing between fashionable and unfashionable means of winning our freedom. We shall not win our freedom by catwalking on the political fashion stage. We should not be choosing on the means of liberating ourselves. Whether the mosquito is sprayed or slapped is immaterial. All we care about is whether it is dead or not.
Oh, brilliant. Whether the mosquito is sprayed or slapped, it is immaterial. The modus operandi, he says, it is immaterial. All we want to see is Museveni out of power. How? By all means necessary. Now, he's referring to Article 3 of Uganda's constitution, that if you have a criminal regime like that of Museveni, citizens should use all means necessary to get rid of it. That's what Sam Mugumya is pretty much saying. What do you think? That's what he says.
He who is already down does not fear to fall.
He who is already down does not fear to fall.
In Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa took the so-called old-fashioned route and got rid of Mugabe.
Yep.
The cat walkers in Zimbabwe are still in the spectator stand. We are working on the modern stage and still stuck with Museveni. To the tyrant, we say, know that though our souls are battered, we are not broken. The scars you have inflicted on our hearts are the indelible seal of our freedom's price. Gloom will give way to gladness when we surmount freedom's obstacle course. But you have nothing to fear, for you will reap the justice you deserve when your kingdom falls.
He tells Museveni that to the tyrant we say, know that though our souls are battered, we are not broken. The scars you have inflicted on our hearts are the indelible seal of our freedom's price.
Comrades, we pledge that even from behind bars, we will continue struggling because there is no prison that can jail our reason.
Wow. This is Sam Mugumya, who is already in prison. This was in Ndolo military prison. And then he says, comrades, we pledge that even from behind bars, we will continue struggling because there's no prison that can jail our resolve. Even up to now, he's in a military detention, but it's not, like he says, we have composed songs. Listen here, he's going to say it.
We have composed the songs as our humble contribution to the gallant efforts that you are making out there.
He's made songs, and I think he actually composed poetry.
We choose to be active participants, even though we are thousands of miles away and surrounded by high walls, watchtowers, and machine guns. We remain positive because we know that we are not alone. We can feel the millions of downtrodden hearts in fraternal unison pulsing with ours. And above all, we know that the hardships that we are going through are surely not in vain. What was unthinkable yesterday is clearly possible today. Tomorrow, it will be inevitable. Like Mugabe, Mobutu, and all other despots, Museveni will go whimpering with no ear-blasting thunderclaps and flying cannonballs.
Oh my Lord. Sam Mugumya was so good. He said, like Mugabe, Mobutu, and all other despots, Museveni will go whimpering with no blasting thunderclaps and flying cannonballs.
He too will be found hiding in a mole hole.
Yes.
He too will sweat plasma like Bagbo and plead for his life like Gaddafi, the king of kings.
Wow. He says, he too will be found hiding in a mole hole. He too will sweat plasma like Bagbo and plead for his life like Gaddafi, the king of kings. You know, that's a line of mockery. Gaddafi used to refer to himself as king of kings. And now, last year, Museveni referred to himself as a modern day king. But Museveni, it doesn't matter. Whether you're modern day emperor, you're going. And with your son.
This message is from your fellow activists detained in Ndolo military prison, Kinshasa. We hope that you find our songs inspiring and enjoyable. The struggle has just begun. La luta continua.
The struggle has just begun. And then he goes on to say, La luta continua. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something here. I wanted to reach it earlier. I couldn't. A lot of papers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I should take you back to the video so that you see this video. I know you'll be like, hey, Mordecai, we've been here waiting for the video. Let me show you. Bobby Wine actually posted the video. He said, here, let me show you here. He says, here is a leaked video of Comrade Sam Mugumya, who remains missing since his abduction in August last year. The video was apparently leaked from an unknown detention facility where he is held incommunicado. He appears crippled, unable to walk without a walking frame. Evidence of effects of the torture he has suffered since abduction. Meanwhile, the regime continues to deny any knowledge of his whereabouts, but one day those responsible for these crimes will be held accountable. Look at Sam Mugumya. Look at Sam Mugumya. Emancipated. You know what he reminds me of? Have you guys looked at oh my God, look at Sam Mugumya. Oh my Lord. Who does this to another man? I was telling you, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember, have you guys seen photos of people who were coming out of the concentration camps like Auschwitz that had been kept there, starved to the point of death? This is how Sam Mugumya looks. This is heartbreaking. Look at him. They've tortured him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't beat yourself down. I know I've seen people say, oh, Bobby Wine, we failed you. Besigye, we failed you. People have tried. This is a liberation struggle. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It's going to take quite some time. But we have to keep on building onto the sacrifices of people like Sam Mugumya. And I wanted to show you this. These are Ugandans whom made me feel proud. This is when they were demonstrating against the corruption at Parliament, demonstrating against Anita Among in 2024. They went on their social media platforms and posted these kind of informations. I'm going to read you. I am Mordecai Eyobu. If I don't return, just pray for my soul. I'm joining the March Against Corruption on July 23rd, 2024. I will carry myself entirely to the streets. I have no kids, no house, no wife, no home, no social security, and nothing to lose. He who is down is not afraid to fall. And this one is, I am Emma Chatelekera Ocheng. No wife, no kids, no house, no nothing. There's nothing to lose for me. I am carrying myself to the streets in the March Against Corruption. Remember, all these kids were arrested and they were sacrificing for their country. Now, the Museveni criminal regime, pretending to fight corruption, is coming out to be like, oh, you see, we fight corruption and illicit enrichment. When these patriots demonstrated against corruption, they were just arrested and brutalized. This is Mwesigwa Pokadu. I'm in office early this morning. Later, I'll be marching for my generation. The police has been instructed to kill peaceful protesters. If I don't return back home today, I've left a letter to my family on the table. 23rd July 2024. I printed all this because this is proof to how Ugandans were willing to sacrifice for their country. This is wallpaper guy Deno. Says, I am in attendance and I know today I'm going to face the most unprofessional state security machine in the world. But regardless of what happens, my role is to make sure the impunity stops on our generation. God with us. Look at the hashtag. Anita must resign. They laughed. They mocked. They ridiculed. They said we were being supported by the West. And now, as we speak, Anita Among is still under house arrest. They launched investigations, raided her homes, saying, oh, because of corruption and illicit enrichment. When we made noise, you guys laughed at us. He who laughs, laughs best. But it's really sad. I'm so glad that we have the likes of Sam Mugumya. Do whatever you can. If you want to speak out, please do. If you want to march, please do. If you want to boycott. Strategize. Let's sit down and strategize on how we can do this. Our country should be liberated, and it will be liberated. My name is Mordecai Murisa. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry the video is long. I didn't think it was going to be long, but hey, the words of Sam Mugumya sound like music to me. So I hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.